Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. My name is Shannon. I write under the pen name of SC Houston. If you're not familiar with who I am, here on my channel, I publish content about my writing and my self-publishing journey, and it has been quite a nice long year. So this is my 1-year anniversary month of publishing my very first book, Blood of the Lily and the Clash of Goddesses series. And I published the rest of the series this year with the other two books coming out in January and June. And I've really enjoyed it and I've had a great time. And so this is kind of the culmination of that 1 year. And I put together a box set and wanted to get it up in my 1-year anniversary month. So I did have some issues. There's always issues, I think, when it comes to relying on other companies and venues to get your work out, or even if you have your own website, because I think Margaret Pinard was talking about redoing all her links and everything and her sales that was going on her own website. So there's definitely a lot of moving parts and a lot of things you have to rely on to work right. My goal was to have my pre-ordered link go up today and have the book actually come out, the ebook come out on Monday. And the sale price is going to be $199, and that would last through Monday. And I did originally say I wanted to put it up for 99 cents. That was the first place I ran into some issues because Amazon would not let me put it at 99 cents. My best guess is that the file size is just too large for me to put it down at a lower price. So it is $1.99. And I thought I was going to come live today and give you the pre-order link. And then as of this morning, I saw that for some reason, Amazon did not accept my files. Everything looked good yesterday morning. And I was having issues with Amazon. I'd been going back and forth with them for over 2 weeks since before I left to go to the 20 Books to 50K conference saying, hey, here's a screenshot of everything saying it's accepted. And then the next day or several hours later, here's a screenshot of saying where it shows that nothing's been accepted, not even my cover file, which I didn't understand that because the cover file has never changed, the file for my cover itself. So I thought everything was good to go. I checked it yesterday morning. Everything looked good. All files had to be done by last night by midnight. And I thought it was good. I didn't check it before I went to bed. I thought about it, but I didn't check it. I was just spending time with my family because it was the first time in 8 days that I was able to spend time with my family because I finally got a negative test on my COVID testing, which I caught COVID during the conference for those who didn't know. So woke up this morning, went to go grab the link, and it was not accepted. At this point, it said that if I wanted to do a pre-order, I had to submit the files again, and that my pre-order would not go through until Wednesday next week. And I'm assuming it's because of the weekend or holiday or whatever. I'm not really sure. Didn't give me a reason why. Well, I wanted it to come out on Monday. So I thought, well, scratch the pre-order. Let me just push it through and go ahead and publish it. And of course, then it says give them 72 hours to review all the files and they'll be published. And so as of my live streaming I had not too long ago, where I was just doing some sprinting with the community, it still wasn't accepted yet, which I hadn't expected it to be because I just pushed it back through this morning. And then as of 13 minutes before this live went live, my book was accepted and I now have an actual link. My box set is up there for order. So I want to thank everybody who's come, and I'll say hello real quick. And then I'll show you guys the time lapse, the cover reveal, and the time lapse of me making the cover. And so the first person to stop by was Richard. Hello. This is going to be fantastic. Thank you. Hey, from Just Eva. Hello. And she's saying, ignore me. She was just subbing with a twin account, same email. And author DL Tillery. Hello. Nice to see you again. We were sprinting this morning together. And Martin Lejeune. Hello. Thank you for stopping by. I actually mentioned your name in the video that I'm going to share here in just a moment. I expect this to be a very revealing stream. Yes, thank you for the jokes. Hello, Morgan Lee. This is my critique partner. She worked very closely with me on the third book in the series, and her insight was invaluable to making that the best book that it could have been, and actually the best book in the series. So I really appreciate having had her as a critique partner and knowing her as a friend. She's a lovely person. Hello, Cool Gamer. Thank you for coming. Yes, the box set is $1.99. It will stay that way through Monday because I want to do it for 3 days. And I'll change it to $9.99. That'll be the full price after Monday. And $9.99 is the highest I can take it and still make 70% royalty from Amazon. So that is where it's going to go, and it'll never go any higher. Hello, Nia. Thank you for coming. Vixen of Fiction. Oh no, yeah, I've had a lot of issues trying to get this one done. I think this was the release that I've had the most issues with. And in the streaming this morning, found out that Amazon's having even other issues with keeping their workers on board because of timed breaks and pay and a lot of other things. So yeah, just a few things to work through. Oops, I didn't say that. So you can sometimes get ebook files down by using Calibre. So yeah, I use Calibre. I use Calibre with all of my files. I used it with my box set too. It was, I mean, our same file, everything was the same. All I did was move everything over. I added pictures. And when I uploaded that to Amazon, that was where it went back and forth where I said, it's good. And then the next day it's not good. And then I re-upload it and it says good and then not good. And then I changed the file slightly to get a new file and it says not good. So in the end, I had to just upload a Word document. So I don't know. The communication with Amazon was that they didn't know what was going wrong. They didn't know why my files were accepted and not accepted over and over and over again. So they never did give me any other response than that. So yes, darn you, Bezos. Yay. Thank you, Gwenna, for the virtual hug. And now the link is live. Yes, what a great example of narrative structure. Yes, 13 minutes before I went live, I saw it pop up on my phone. I was like, what? No. So I went and grabbed the link, which I will drop here in the chat. Probably when I play the video, I'll drop it in the chat for anyone who's interested in getting in. So great timing. So glad it got done on time. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Morgan. Is there a physical box set and is that $99? Well, not $99. So no, not a physical box set. And of course it wouldn't be $199 because that would even probably pay for the cost of making the book, which I'm sure you know. As far as I know, getting a physical box set that looks like an actual box set, you know, like the box with the books that slide in and out, to have something done like that, there's no print on demand with Amazon for that. The best thing that I could find was that you could have them made ahead of time and then stored in a warehouse, so then to be shipped out when you sell them. Of course, that's if you can expect that you're going to be selling them, you'd want to probably go down that path as an indie author, but it's not cost conducive for someone in my position. On Amazon, the other way around that then is to put all the books into one book, which is actually called an omnibus, but Amazon doesn't give it a specific name. And all it does say is that you're not allowed to call that a box set, which I find is interesting because, I mean, it's not a box set. Box set would be in the actual box that would come in. So I might do an omnibus later. At this point, I don't want to do it yet. I want a different cover for the omnibus. So, and I want to pay for that cover. You know, if you know me, if you know my books, you know that I've made all my covers, which I fell into kind of accidentally. And I know I'm not the best designer, so it's not something I want to do for my omnibus. I will be hiring someone, but I want to recoup some of my costs on the whole series before I take that step. And then, hello, Tiffany, how are you? And Flash Aha is live in 55 minutes. Okay, thanks for letting us know. I will definitely be done before then. I'm hoping this is not going to take that long at all. And there's more. Congrats. Thank you, Julie. And thank you, author Lauren Adele. And yes, I'm glad it all worked out and good word on the omnibus. So are you guys ready to see the cover reveal? And it's a 3-minute video. I sped up my timing on it, and I've got some commentary with it, so you guys can see what I was thinking as I was making the box set cover. So here it goes. For a while, I debated on what my box set cover should look like. I did some research by looking at box sets in my genre, and there was a wide variety of ways to present a box set. But I guess I really wanted a 3D image of what a box set would look like. So then I had to decide on what the cover would be. Some examples just smooshed the original book covers together to line up side by side, but I knew that wasn't what I wanted. When I decided to make a book cover, I had the immediate idea to take the elements from the 3 book covers and combine them, so that's what I did. I knew I wanted to include the main flower for each of the sisters, which was the biggest flower in the bottom right corner of each book cover. I love the rose the best of all the flowers, so I want to leave that flower head in place and take the Carrie Lily and Marigold and put those together in the opposite corner. After that, I brought in other elements from the 3 book covers: leaves, stems, other flowers. I also had to include the 3 bird feathers, the peacock, raven, and eagle. I didn't add any new elements, although I manipulated some to integrate into the new cover. After that, I had to add the lettering for the book series name, Clash of Goddesses. Once everything was in place, the flowers, feathers, and lettering, I manipulated the saturation and the temperature so that the colors weren't too bright and matched the original book covers. When I finished that, the Carrie Lily didn't look quite right, and when viewing it with Blood of the Lilies book cover, I noticed that it wasn't as bright white as it should be, so I manipulated the flower until getting it just right. Once the main cover was set, I moved to creating the 3D image. I got the base files for the 3D image from Cover Vault, a recommendation by Martin Lejeune. If I was using Photoshop, this would have been way easier to create with using smart objects, but I used the free program GIMP. I found a YouTube video that explained how to use the PSD files meant for smart objects and do a workaround in GIMP. Not a very straightforward process, but I finally got the hang of it and started to create the 3D image. For the spine of the books, I knew I wanted to do something different than I had on my original books by adding the book cover for each book at the top of the spine and putting the number of the book at the bottom. So this took a little bit of work to make it look right and line it all up with the book spines with each other. But I like how it turned out. As a reminder, I have no training in graphic design, and this is not a job I've ever had. So everything I've done here is by trial and error and watching YouTube videos to see what others have done. However, in the end, I am very pleased with the final product. It might not be perfect, but it's perfect for what I wanted to accomplish. And best of all, it's all my hard work and costs no money to get it done, which was the goal with my box set since I'm still about $4,000 in debt for the publishing and marketing for this entire series. So there's the book cover, and I was on mute. I was trying to talk. It actually didn't take as long as I thought it would. The actual front cover probably took me less than an hour to put together. The 3D image took quite a bit longer. There was a lot of film in there that I cut out where I was, again, trial and error. Like, okay, that didn't work. Cut that out. Let's try this way. Now that I've done it once, I could probably do it again, but probably not going to do that anytime soon. So, but I do have the overlays to show you guys the book cover. So this is the main book cover here. And as you can see, I've got the rose there in the bottom left-hand corner and the marigold and the Carrie Lily in the left-hand side. And I just pulled elements from all the books and put it all together in there. And I'm pretty pleased with the way it turned out. Yeah, I like it. So I'm happy for what I could do with it. And then, of course, the actual box set cover itself. Oh, I did a different one. Here we go. Which I like it. That took a lot of time. That was the part that took so much time. But I had fun doing it. And if I ever need to do it again, I could do it. All right. So some of you guys might know, if you've been on my channel and seen some of my videos, that I was playing around with Midjourney, which is an AI program that pulls from artwork all over the web, whatever is online, and it creates images based off of text prompts. And so I was playing around with it quite a bit, and I wanted to hire someone to make my character art. And I reached out to Phoebe Wood, who's here on YouTube, and I think she did character artwork for Morgan Lee, and I really liked it. And she said, "Hey, I need this and this and this from you," which I should have expected, and I didn't get that stuff to her. And by the time I realized, hey, I'm down to the wire, I need to get this stuff done, I didn't think I was going to give her enough time, and I felt bad about trying to, rush her or anything like that. And then I heard about Midjourney again. I had heard about it a few times, and so I decided to try it out. And I got some. It took me a really long time to get the right text prompts and understand how all the parameters worked, all the different things that you add on to the text prompt. But I finally got it. And so I did some, I got some character images for my three main sisters, and then pulled lines from the book itself, random lines I put in there to see what it would generate, and thought, well, this is really cool. So I gave it out to my newsletter and my newsletter subscribers and the people here on YouTube. I was like, hey, give me some random numbers and pages and stuff like that. And I pulled those from the book and plugged those in. And some of the pictures were like perfect first time. So nobody has seen those yet. Those are in the book. But some of them had some really great pictures, and I wasn't sure which one to choose from. And then I did polls, which if you've been on my YouTube community board, you probably saw some of those polls. So I'm not going to show all the artwork here. Some of it you guys would have seen already from the poll. Some of it were, like I said, was great first time, so it's in the book. But I did want to share the character art, which I think came out really, really gorgeous, especially considering some of the first ones I got, which I don't have here. But here is Lily's artwork. And I added the name in there. So I wrote Lily there down at the bottom. Did that in Canva. So that's Lily. And Rose. And then the last one was Marigold. So they're not perfect. The eyes are still a bit wonky, which happens in Midjourney. Midjourney is not great with eyes, not great with hands or feet or legs. So like if you put a horse in there, sometimes you might get a horse with 6 legs. But there's some things it does really well. So overall, I really liked how they all came out. And okay, I'm going to change my background there with the new box set. So I'm going to go back to the chat here. Oh, yes. Thanks for letting me know I'm on mute. Trying to see where I left off. And, oh, yeah. So Flash Aha, I think is where. Yep. Congrats. Thank you. Woohoo. At least it all worked out. I think I might have went over this already. Yeah, I did. Good word on that, Omnibus. Thank you. And yes, so excited. Who hosts Flash Aha? So Richard and Martin Lejeune are the hosts. And Richard, if you've got a link, if you want to go ahead and drop it in there, because I know you guys alternate about whose channel it's on, and I don't know which channel it's on today. I'm excited to see it. So hopefully you guys liked the video. And there's the link to it. It is free on Kindle Unlimited because I am in the KDP program. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read it for free there if you have not read it at all. And again, the difference between the box set and the original books is that I do have all that artwork in there now from Midjourney. Oh, guests today are books by Adrienne and author Anne Sophie. Awesome. Oh, nice. I hope I can make it. Maybe a bit late. No worries. Oh, well, thanks, Martin. That's a lot coming from you because you've worked in film and stuff like that. So it's just, playing around with it. And GIMP is a free alternative and great alternative. Yes. I wish I could. I used to be able to, but I haven't practiced it in a while just to draw things like Nia does. Nia draws a lot of great things. Covers are amazing. Thank you. Yes, muted. Oh boy, if it wouldn't be YouTube, right? If we didn't have some type of glitch there, error, operator error. So great. Thank you. So cool to see the process. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you so much for watching. And look at that. I love creating. Looks great. Love watching it be created. Yeah, the area is beautiful and the colors. Thank you so much. Aw, you guys are so awesome. Thank you. Midjourney is a lot of fun. Yes, I went down the rabbit hole in my bid to spend as little money as possible on the box set, since I am about $4,000 still in deficit with the entire series. I wanted to spend as little money as possible. And with that in mind, when I chose Midjourney, I chose the unlimited plan for 1 month, and I only kept it for 1 month, which was $30. So all I've paid for this box set is $30. That's it. Everything else was free and or reused for everything else. So, but I took full advantage of that 1 month, and I went down that rabbit hole a whole lot. If you've been on my channel, you've probably seen a couple of videos I've made about Midjourney. I've made a couple of timers with Midjourney, and I had a lot of fun. I wish I could do more, but at this moment, I'm just going to hold off. I would love to jump back into it and go in there and play around with it again. I did apply to talk at the Author Tech Summit as a presenter. To talk about Midjourney and how it can be useful for inspiration for authors, because you could use it for mood boards and things like that. So if I get picked up, because I applied, but if I get picked up for it, I'll probably get Midjourney again to review everything for my presentation. But at this point, I don't have it anymore. Great job. Thank you. Helping others with Midjourney could be a service you offer. Yeah, except that I don't have it anymore. So, yeah, they say if I get picked up to be a presenter at the Author Tech Summit, then I will get it again. Thank you, thank you. How cool. Characters turn. Yes, I love the characters. Oh, I should have put a picture up here from Midjourney and what they looked like beforehand, but I didn't grab those pictures. But yeah, they were pretty awful in the beginning until I figured out how to do it right. Oh, Flash Ahad now lives on Martin's channel permanently. Oh, okay. So yes, there it is, and there's the direct link to the video. And thank you. That's my hubby. Thank you so much. Oh, two streams. Two streams today. Yes. This one was just my cover reveal. And yeah, so not gonna last much longer here. I'm gonna wrap up here in just a moment. Just wanted to get through everything. I could lose a lot of time using Midjourney. I have to walk away so I can finish book 3. Exactly. I need to keep writing on my next book. So yeah, so I think I've talked about everything I want to talk about. The price is $1.99 through Monday. Tuesday and after it'll be $9.99. And I'm sure I'll probably run promotions on it, but probably not right away. It won't be until next year sometime. And if you are just interested in trying out the first book, the first book is also on sale for 99 cents. But yeah, I don't think the first book is my best one of the 3. My favorite was definitely the third book. It definitely got better. My writing got much better throughout this series. Not to say that it's not good, but yeah, just looking at it a critical eye, looking back, and maybe all authors feel this way about their first works. They can see where they could have done much, much better. So, well, do you guys have any questions for me about the cover, how it was made, or anything? I'm here to answer any questions, and if not, then we'll get ready to head out. So. Author Laura Nardell, she's read the series and she thought book 2 was the best for her. When I wrote book 2, I thought it was the best one of the series. And I do have to say, I really enjoy Rose's point of view, which book 2 is mostly Rose's point of view. You know, book 1 is mostly Lily's, book 2 is mostly Rose, although you do have Lily in there. And then book 3 it's heavier on Marigold's point of view, but Rose and Lily are also in there. So it's pretty heavy on the 3 sisters. But I enjoyed writing from Rose's point of view. And I think it's because she's kind of a polarizing character. You know, she kind of thinks without acting. She does things. I have an accountability partner who also read all the books for me. She's just the person who reaches out and say, hey, are you writing today? And I do the same for her. So she did not like Rose at all. She could not understand why she made the decision she made. So it's definitely polarizing, I think, in some respects. But yeah. Martin says, you're doing marketing wrong. Your books are all great. Yes, thanks. I know we probably shouldn't, you know, say that the first one's not the best. But I do think, you know, I wouldn't say it's the imp because I think I'm realistic. I think realistically, I definitely became a better writer by the third book, but the story is still good. And maybe too, I kind of came to this conclusion a couple weeks ago when we were talking about at the beginning of NaNoWriMo, whether you're an outliner or, you know, pantser or discovery writer, and I'm more of a discovery writer. But with book 1, I outlined that thing to death before I actually started writing it. And I think that kind of made it a little bit boring for me to write. So it even wasn't my favorite book to write. And I think it's because of the fact that I outlined it so much. I outlined it to the details, down to the little details. So maybe it's a lot of that is influencing the way I view my first book. What was the hardest part of the princess creating the box set? I think you might mean something else in there, but the process of creating the box set. Maybe what was the hardest part of the process of creating the box set? Well, I could start from the very beginning of how I want the box set to actually look. The first thing I did, like I mentioned in the video, was I went and looked at what did other indie authors do for their box sets. Because obviously, if you go look at traditional published box sets, most of those, they're going to have actual physical products, which they could take a picture of. And I'm not going to have that physical product. It's just going to be a picture. And one of my favorite authors, A.L. Knorr, someone that we interviewed for the Self-Publishing Tips and Tricks podcast, the way she did her box set was way different. She did, in one of them, I think she has like a new cover for her box set. But then another one, I think she just had like the main cover was big and all the other covers were little next to it or something like that. I'm trying to remember exactly who did what. But there were several different examples of how an book box set could look. And I debated for a while, okay, how do I want to do this? And then other ones I saw was where they took all the covers and they took like a sliver of each book cover and just smushed it all together, and that was the cover for the box set. And I knew right away that one I didn't like. I didn't like the way that looked. And I think that it wouldn't look good with the way my covers were set up. So I thought, not that. So probably trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, and then doing the actual 3D image, because I don't have Photoshop, which would have made it really, really easy to just drop images in, and it would have put it into each of those slots on there. And so it was lots of trial and error trying to figure out exactly what I want it to look like and how to make it work. So that was probably the hardest part. Would you return to the universe to tell other stories? I do plan on doing that. I have stories before this story and I have stories after this story. And I'm trying to debate about what I want to actually do, because the stories after this one, you're going further into past their history. So most of the manuscripts are written about Irish mythology, because this box set is, and the stories are based off of Irish mythologies, and it's set in 3rd century Ireland. This is about the time that the mythologies were no longer created, and 9th to 10th centuries when the monks came in and started writing everything down. So, and I'm right on that cusp. So the background of the three sisters, someone in their, someone who's in their line, their parentage, is someone that exists actually in, well, many of them actually exist in the mythologies, but one of them that's the closest to them, she's just mentioned in the mythologies that she's born. That's it. There's nothing else about her. So I was able to continue on and make something from that. And I'm pulling from the mythologies. The story that I could have come after this series would no longer really be pulling on those mythologies. I'd be going into new territory. And with that, it may not carry over the audience who likes the mythology. So that's why I'm kind of like, okay, I'm gonna hold off maybe on writing that, maybe do it beforehand. I really want to do the battle for the battle raid of Cooley. So, which is all about cows and stealing cows from your neighbors. But there's a lot of people and narrative there that I think interacting in the mythologies that I think is interesting. And so a lot of motivations are not really given in the mythologies, nor the emotions that have gone into it. So you could, there's different things known about the characters, but you don't know their interactions between each other. What were their motivations? What were their emotions toward each other? And I see a love story in there. So I want to write that story eventually. So I don't know. Yes, I am definitely going to go back to this world, but it's probably going to be a minute before I do. Rachel says, I don't know if I agree, because even now I like my book one a lot reading it. It's still a fun story, but I think because there's a progressive shift in tone between books 1 to 3, it's hard to say I dislike any. Oh, yeah. There is definitely a shift in the tone. So my hubby says, each book builds the next, culminating into a great trilogy. Thanks, Kevin. Then again, any part I thought readers would hate, turned out those were what my alphas and betas loved. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, from book 1 to 3, your writing evolves, so you're going to be more critical of book 1, definitely. And then Martin has a question. Thank you for your transparency on your author journey. You are an inspiration. Oh, thank you. It's nice to hear that. So I think that's a good place to wrap up today's live. And I thank everybody for coming. And the link I put it to the top. I pinned it to the top of the chat. So if you're interested in getting it, you're welcome to get it or pass it along to anybody that you think might be interested in the trilogy. And yes, heart. Thank you. So then I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for coming today. Bye.